Now, points you know for this? 2 points. Which 2 points? Which 2 points for this you have to remember? Yes, you are right. Longest cell of human body and structural and functional unit of nervous system. Here, the nervous system is made up of the neuron and function is also occurred by the neuron. Okay? 1 meter, no. It is not this much long. 1 meter. नहीं, 1 meter, look at 1 meter long and a brain mass 100 million now cells there. Draw the diagram, please. Please don't make noise, do your work. already I told you, don't first do your work, okay? Completed? Over. Can I continue? See. Structural and functional unit of the nervous system is neuron, longest cell of the human body. Here, at the end of this topic, I will tell you that 3 types of neurons are present. 7th ચેપ્ટર ની અંદર તમને જે ન્યુરોન એક્સપ્લેન મેં કર્યું છે એ બહુ સુપરફિશિયલ એક્સપ્લેન કર્યું છે. એ ટોપિક્સ તો અહીંયા આવશે જ, but along with the little bit deep portion. Yeah? See, this is actually known as multipolar neuron. Multipolar neuron. Here, later on I will tell you unipolar, bipolar and multipolar. Leave these words, but understand this. This is the typical neuron. Here the neuron is divided into 2 parts. This whole portion is known as cell body, also known as cyton. And the remaining portion, it is known as nerve fiber. Let us discuss first in the cell body in detail. In cell body, here star-shaped nerve cell body is there. Star-shaped. In neuron, round shape, oval shape cell bodies are there. different types of cell bodies. But here the star-shaped cell body, and from the cell body in numerous, so many very small branch forms known as dendrites. Dendrites are always known as efferent fibers because it transmits the nerve impulse, send the sensation towards cell body. It always sends the sensation, any type of the sensory stimuli towards the cell body. See, in which way? All of you hear first, then later on you write it. Okay, first you understand it. Fine. डायग्राम में चेंजेस करो, एक्सप्लेनेशन करो, ये પછી બધું એડિટ તમે કરજો. અત્યારે પહેલા સમજો. Dendrites always send the impulse towards the cell body. So in periphery part of the sensory organ, in the free parts of the sensory organ, always dendrites are present. For example, nasal mucosa, dendrites are there. It receives the smell sensation and send it towards the olfactory nerve, and then send it towards the olfactory center to feel the olfaction. I hope you understand this word. Now, dendrites are so many small and branched. It sends the impulse towards the sensation towards the cell body. From the cell body, single, cylindrical, long fiber-like structure, it is known as axon. So axon is known as efferent fiber. Travel, sensation, away from the cell body. Clear? Travel the sensation away from the cell body. So this long cylindrical single fiber is known as axon. Now, the controlling center of the whole neuron, it is nucleus situated in the center of the cell body. Surrounding to the nucleus, Golgi body, mitochondria are deposited together in the form of small granules. It is known as Nissal's granules. So any type of the sensation can be received by the cell body. So Nissal's granules receive it and send it towards the axon fiber. Okay. Now the fluid portion which is filled in the whole neuron, this is known as neuroplasm. So here from the cell body, the sensation is directed towards this side and send it towards this side. Fine. That's why I written here the direction of the nerve impulse in this way only, never in this way. Fine? Now, surrounding to the axon, the lipid layer which is present, it is known as myelin sheath. So one important significant role of the lipid is this. When you read the 9th chapter, lipid portion, lipid has a significant role in the nervous system of an animal, but myelin sheath, that word is not given there. So lipid layer acts as a protective layer surrounding to the axon. So here, this is known as myelinated nerve fiber. See, first I told you the word multipolar neuron. Later on I will tell you the meaning of the multipolar neuron. And here this neuron is myelinated. Myelin sheath is there. And myelin sheath is nothing but formed of the lipid. What is the function of myelin sheath? Two functions are there. First, it prevents the transmission of the impulse to the surrounding atmosphere. So when nerve impulse it is transmitted in this direction, it cannot be diverged in any direction due to this myelin sheath. Along with that, this myelin sheath increases the velocity of the nervous impulse. So myelin sheath has two functions. First, prevent the spreading of the impulse to the surrounding area and increase the velocity of the impulse. Now, the myelin sheath, it is covered by a sequentially arranged cells known as Schwann cells. Schwann cells consist of nucleus. So here, this is the nucleus of the Schwann cell and this is the nucleus of the neuron. Both are different. That's why here I labeled nucleus of the neuron and here nucleus of the Schwann cells. Now, the Schwann cells are surrounded by the layer of the nerve. It is known as neurulima. Now, everybody carefully see here. I will give you the definition of the node of Reindeer. What is this? Okay? See, I can little bit change the diagram. But small fragment of that same diagram, same color, I will draw here. Carefully understand it, okay? See. This is the small fragment of the axon. Clear? Small fragment of the axon. What is this? Neuroplasm. No change in its color, fine? Same level. Now, I will do the Schwann cells first. Yes, Schwann cells. First. Wait. Actually, I draw the diagram like this, but here two Schwann cells are not coming in contact with each other. They are little bit far away from them. Huh? And now I will draw the myelin sheath. Clear? Can you able to isolate it? Can you identify the differentiation? Fine. And here nucleus is there. Fine. And now here now I can label any one of you. Can you define the node of radium by seeing this? Yes. The gap between the two Schwann cells. Two Schwann cells. No. બે માઇલિન શીટ વચ્ચેનો ગેપ કે ટુ સ્વર્ણ સેલ્સ વચ્ચેનો ઓકે ઓકે Nodes of Nuri-Romano. No.
The gas where Nuri lemma meet with each other is called node of
No. Okay, you think about the definition according to the myelin sheath. You give me the definition according to the myelin sheath. It's not a game. It's not a connection.
the myelin sheath is absent.
Yes. Yes. See. Now, how can we define the node of Ranvier? Let me tell you. Between the two successive Schwann cells, you see the whole myelin sheath. Myelin sheath is not continued one. Myelin sheath is not continued one. It is limited only for the Schwann cells. Between the two successive Schwann cells where myelin sheath is absent, successive word you write it, huh? Don't write between the two Schwann cells. Between the two Schwann cells, so many Schwann cells are there. Which consider first as another Schwann cell. No, between the two successive Schwann cells where myelin sheath is absent, that region is known as node of Ranvier. Clear? Can you write the definition by yourself? No need to write that, no? Okay. See, few points are remaining. Few minutes are there. Let's see. Later on, we write the definition of the knot of Henry. Now, the axon fiber, it is divided into some fibers, and then it ends in the axon terminal. Axon terminal, and then this axon terminal ends with the knob-like structure, the bulb-like structure. It is known as synaptic knob or synaptic bulb. Now, what is the definition of the synapse? Someone says that this gap between the two successive neurons, that is also right. But the proper definition of the synapse is the physical gap between axon terminal of one neuron synapse is a physical gap between axon terminal of one neuron and dendrites of its successive neuron. So the physical gap between the axon terminal and the next neuron dendrites, this is known as synapse. And the last word, last statement, axon terminal is ends in the synaptic knob or synaptic bulb. It is filled with the one chemical. This is known as acetylcholine. Synaptic knob or synaptic bulb is filled with one chemical is known as acetylcholine, represented in the short form ACH, is neurotransmitter. Neurotransmitter. Now what happens, see, actually what happens, what is the function of acetylcholine? When the nerve impulse it is reached here, either of this it is transmitted into the one direction only, and from either of these branches in any one branch it is transmitted, the nerve impulse. When it reaches to the synaptic bulb or node, acetylcholine is secreted, the gap is filled, synapse is filled with acetylcholine. Now the connection between the two successive neurons, and next neuron then writes, receive the nerve impulse, and it transmits the impulse in the next nerve neuron. In this way, fast connection occurs between the axon terminal and the dendrite. I mean to say in the synapse, sequentially. One nerve cell ના ending માં impulse પહોંચી જશે એટલે neurotransmitter synapse ને fill કરી દેશે. Now the impulse is transmitted to the next neuron. Then connection will be lost immediately. When the impulse reaches to the next neuron dendrites, then the connection will be lost. Wait for the next impulse. એટલે impulse આવે, connection થાય, impulse transmit થાય, connection lost again, like that. So this is the function of the transmission of the nervous impulse from one neuron to another neuron. That's why the word is given here, neurotransmitter. Okay, so here I can stop now. Remaining here we will discuss in the next lecture.